You love your cat, and it's worth considering how the words you say or the way you say them might affect them emotionally. In fact, there are certain words and sounds that can literally touch your cat's heart. Every time I greet my cat, I say her name softly using a sweet tone. At first, I wasn't sure if it made a difference, but over time I noticed that she'd purr and walk over to me whenever she heard it. It was then I realized cats respond to the feel of words, not just their meaning. In this article, I'll reveal 9 specific words and sounds that have the power to touch your cat's heart. These are words that create trust, comfort, and emotional bonds that last a lifetime. Cats are highly sensitive to the tone of voice, rather than the words themselves. In fact, your cat may not even fully understand what you're saying, but they will absolutely recognize how you say it. A soft, rising tone, something that sounds like a gentle meow, mom, or a sweet, hey baby, echoes the soothing sounds they use with one another, and that familiarity makes them feel safe. It's a tone that wraps around them like a warm blanket, offering comfort, reassurance, and calm in a noisy world. In contrast, a harsh or sharp tone can cut through that safety, leaving them tense, uncertain, and on edge. That's why your voice matters so much. A calm, loving tone tells them they're safe with you. A light, curious one sparks their playful side. It's not the language, it's the music behind it. And when you speak with that kind of care, you're not just talking, you're touching your cat's heart in a way only they can truly understand. Recent studies have confirmed that cats can distinguish between speech directed at them and speech directed at other humans. They actually change their behavior when they hear their owner's voice talking in a tone directed specifically to them, but not when hearing the voice of a stranger, or their owner's voice directed at another person. This shows that cats are more socially intelligent than previously thought, as they can recognize their owner's voices and understand human emotions and cues. If you've ever noticed your cat reacting differently to a sing-song voice, you're not imagining it. Cats are naturally drawn to rhythmic, melodious sounds, so when you call them in a playful sing-song voice, it activates their curiosity rather than fear. Instead of simply saying, "come here," in a flat tone, elongate the vowels and make it sound like a playful invitation. Cats find this kind of communication engaging, almost like a game. The fun, inviting rhythm encourages them to come closer, as they want to be part of the interaction. Using this playful tone also makes the experience less intimidating, helping to build trust and positive associations. So instead of calling them in a stern voice, try using a sing-song tone to capture their attention and draw them in with a sense of curiosity and excitement. Many cat owners have noticed this effect. One person shared that their grandkitty is the only one I talk sweet baby talk to. He loves it, especially a sing-song voice. This observation aligns perfectly with research, showing that cats respond better to cat-directed speech, which typically has a higher pitch and more melodic quality than adult-directed speech. In moments of stress or uncertainty, whether it's the jolt of a loud noise or the tension of a vet visit, your voice becomes a powerful tool. Cats may not grasp the exact meaning of words like, "I'm here," or "it's okay," but they understand something deeper, the emotion behind them. The softness in your tone, the rhythm of your speech, the calm presence in your breath, these are what reach them. When you speak gently, especially during anxious moments, your cat tunes in. They feel your steadiness, and that steadiness becomes theirs. It's not about the words themselves but the energy they carry. A soothing voice can lower their guard, ease the tremble in their body, and remind them they're not alone. Cats are incredibly attuned to emotional cues, and often their state reflects yours. So when they're on edge, your calm isn't just comforting, it's contagious. Research has shown that cats can cross-modally match pictures of emotional faces with their related vocalizations, particularly for emotions of high intensity. This means they're not just hearing your words, but actually understanding the emotional state behind them. Be mindful of how you use certain words, especially those with a low, flat tone. Words like no or stop, when said in a harsh, serious voice, can create negative associations for your cat over time. They may begin to associate these words with something uncomfortable or stressful, like a trip to the vet or being scolded. Cats are highly attuned to the emotional context of your words, and a stern or flat tone can make them feel threatened. Instead of using a flat tone for disciplinary words, try softening your voice or using positive reinforcement. Discipline becomes reassurance, correction becomes communication, and instead of reacting with fear, your cat responds with trust. Some cat owners have found alternative ways to communicate disapproval. One person shared, "I just hiss. It's so simple. It's their language. And they get it. I've had cats since I was 12, and I haven't had a single one that didn't understand a hiss in the right moment." This approach uses feline communication that cats naturally understand, rather than human words that might confuse or frighten them. Repetition is powerful when it comes to building trust with your cat, especially through something as simple as calling their name. When you say it in a calm, gentle rhythm, not too fast, not too firm, you're doing more than just getting their attention. You're creating an emotional pattern they can recognize and feel safe in. That soft, consistent tone becomes a signal not of command, but of comfort. Over time, your cat begins to understand that hearing their name means warmth, presence, and affection. Shouting their name or calling out abruptly only creates confusion or distance, but a gentle repetition speaks to them in a way that feels safe and familiar. Even if they don't respond right away, they're listening, they're learning, and slowly that name becomes more than a word. It becomes a thread that ties you closer, moment by moment, until they start seeking you out with the same quiet trust you've been offering all along. Studies have shown that cats can distinguish their names from other words and respond accordingly. They recognize when their humans are talking in a tone directed to them and may change their behavior in response. This recognition is strongest when it's their owner speaking, rather than a stranger. Cats thrive on rhythm and familiarity, and when certain words are used again and again during their favorite moments, those sounds start to mean something more. Words like snack, come, or good become emotional anchors, not because your cat understands their literal meaning, but because they've learned to connect them with safety, joy, and reward. Say snack right before a treat, and soon that word alone will spark excitement. Whisper good during a calm petting session, and it becomes a gentle signal of affection. These are emotional touchpoints. They build a structure your cat can count on, a language of feeling wrapped in routine. And every time those familiar words echo through their world, your cat will respond with positive feelings, knowing that they are linked to something enjoyable and familiar. One cat owner shared, "In the morning, I say to my cat, Mugsy, Mugsy Blanche, good morning, sweet girl, and say good night in the same way. When she's someplace it's okay for her to be, I say good girl, Mugsy Blanche, in a positive tone." This consistent use of positive words creates strong associations that help the cat understand what behaviors are acceptable. The structure of the words you use with your cat matters. Cats respond better to soft, open vowel sounds like those in words such as baby, kitty, or honey. These sounds are soothing and inviting, much more so than words with sharp consonants like no or stop, which can come across as harsh or threatening. Cats are instinctively tuned to the rhythm and melody of sounds, and they tend to be more receptive to sounds that mimic the soothing vocalizations they hear from other cats. Words with soft vowels trigger positive feelings and comfort. When you call your cat using these types of words, it feels more like a gentle reassurance than a command. So instead of using forceful words, try using softer, melodic phrases to make your cat feel relaxed and cared for. Many cat owners have discovered this naturally, with one sharing, "I call my boy baby, and he comes running." Another noted, "Princess is my girl's special word." These soft, open vowel words create a positive emotional response. Just like humans, cats can form emotional connections based on the words we say. When you consistently use a certain word or phrase with your cat, especially one that's spoken with warmth and affection, they begin to associate that word with positive feelings. Phrases like "hey love" or "sweet girl" become much more than just words. They become a part of your emotional bond. Your cat remembers the sound of kindness and the reassurance it provides. Over time, hearing these familiar words gives your cat a sense of security and comfort. These affectionate phrases become your emotional signature, and your cat will come to recognize them as a symbol of love and care. One cat owner shared, "I always say to my cat, 'You're my best friend,' or 'my buddy.' He will nudge my hand and usually roll on his back whenever I say that to him." Another simply stated, "I just speak and emanate love." This emotional connection is powerful. Cats can integrate visual and auditory signals to recognize human emotions and appear to modulate their behavior accordingly. Do you have a special word you whisper to your cat during cuddle time? That word, whether it's sweetheart or baby, becomes an emotional anchor for your cat. Even if they don't understand the meaning, the tone and frequency of the word create a sense of comfort and security. Over time, your cat will begin to associate this word with the calm, peaceful moments they share with you. This word will become a symbol of love and warmth, and whenever they hear it, they will feel safe and cherished. The bond you create with your cat is more than just through actions. It's in the words you use and the affection you express through them. One cat owner shared a beautiful example. "Not sure how I came up with the words, but it works nearly every time. I'm a side sleeper with my legs curled up. I say in a sing-song, elongated way, 'Little nest,' and my ginger cat baby Huey jumps up and curls up next to my tummy, like it's a little nest." This special phrase has become a powerful emotional cue for this particular cat. Cats may not understand every word you say, but they absolutely understand the feeling behind your voice. As one commenter wisely noted, they totally respond to the emotions in your voice. You can't lie to your cat. This is supported by scientific research, showing that cats can cross-modally recognize emotions and modulate their behavior according to the valence of the emotion perceived. Some cat owners develop their own unique communication styles. One person shared, "My one cat doesn't meow but makes a squeak sound. So I mimic that same pitch to talk to him, and we will talk for a few minutes. I think it's so funny as he's such a big boy, and this little noise comes out of his mouth." Another simply stated, "It's all in the tone." Research has shown that cats are particularly responsive to visual and bimodal, visual and vocal communication compared to vocal communication alone. This suggests that when speaking to your cat, combining your words with appropriate body language and eye contact may be most effective. Some cat owners even treat their cats like family members. "I just talk to my cats like kids, they talk back. They back-chat more than any kid too." This approach recognizes the social intelligence of cats and their ability to engage in meaningful communication with humans. As another commenter humorously observed, "I think it's funny. You can pretty much use any words that you want to, just say them in a soft, loving tone. Like, 'How's my little piece of blank doing today?' And if you do it often enough, they respond to your voice." This perfectly captures the essence of cat communication. It's not about the specific words, but the emotional connection behind them. The words and sounds you share with your cat create invisible threads of connection, weaving a tapestry of trust that grows stronger with each gentle interaction. When you speak to your cat with intention and care, you're not just making noise, you're creating a language unique to your relationship, one that transcends the limitations of human speech and feline understanding. Remember that your cat is constantly listening, not just to what you say, but how you say it. They're reading the emotional landscape of your voice, finding safety in its familiar contours. The words that touch your cat's heart are those delivered with consistency, warmth, and genuine affection, creating a sanctuary of sound that tells them, without doubt, that they are home. So speak to your cat with kindness, with rhythm, with the gentle cadence that mimics their own natural communication. Let your voice become a bridge between your worlds, a constant reminder that in this relationship, understanding runs deeper than words. If you found this article helpful and want to learn more ways to strengthen your bond with your cat, please subscribe to our channel and share this video with fellow cat lovers. Remember, every word you say to your cat can bring you closer together, creating a connection that transcends language and speaks directly to the heart.